Good afternoon, YTPC. It's Pipe Hooligan, and I'm back where I belong, where you can only see my beard. It's been a very fast-paced, exciting week. Uh, if you haven't seen it yet, I did an interview with Ethan at Parsimonious Piper. Please subscribe to his channel, take a look. He's just a wonderful, gracious interviewer. He let me talk incessantly, and just a wonderful human being. He does, the pipe community cares, where they offer up prayers for people that are sick or people that are going through their own trials and tribulations, and I think that he's just another excellent voice in the YTPC. So if you haven't gone to Parsimonious Piper, I'll put a link in the notes below, and please go check out his channel. And then last night I did a couple hours with West, Order of the Pipe, and it looks like at some point here fairly quickly we're going to do a once a month blending show where we just come on, talk about blends, take suggestions from the people that are commenting, and we'll create a blend every month, and we'll talk about blending and what's going on just in the pipe tobacco world. And it won't be a 2-hour show, but it will be live, so we're going to work out the logistics of that and see what we can come up with. So very exciting. Don't know when that'll start. Probably, I would guess, sometime in March. We'll pick a specific day. My thought is doing it on Thursdays, like Thursday evening, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central Time, a little bit earlier on the West Coast, and then that'll change in a couple of weeks. So we'll see. But I'm not really sure. Maybe we'll do it 7 o'clock Eastern Time, and that makes it 6, and then when the time change happens, it'll be a little different. But regardless, that's something that's coming up. Had a great time on Wes's show. Really made an interesting blend last night. I feel bad because it was kind of clickbaity because, can you copy a blend, home blending? Not really. It's very difficult. It's very hard. You don't have the same blenders that they do. But what you can come up is take those ingredients and create your own blend, and that's kind of what we did yesterday. We decided to name it after the show. It's going to be Folks Mill Reserve. I cheated. I didn't let it sit for 24 hours. I had a pair of bowls today, and I'm very excited about what we created. It is a wonderful blend, but we'll see what happens. I'm going to send West his barrel staves here in a little bit, and those will go out in the mail on Monday, and he'll get it and he can try it, and we'll go from there. So, but today I did all those blending videos where I was bringing stuff, putting the new blends in. I did Montrose Navy and Fairbourne and RedCastle, and I have another blend for Eric coming out today. It's the EMC Vapor number 5. So we're just going to open them up and see what we get, and we'll talk about the tin notes and see what happens from here. So the first one up is Montrose Navy. This was inspired by my friend Tor up in the Pacific Northwest. And he says, "Oh, do you use lemon leaf a lot?" And I said, "No, I don't. I put it in Colwyn Bay Navy, but I haven't used it in a lot of other stuff." And if you saw the video last night with Wes, I sent him a little bit with his order. And then I created Montrose Navy just kind of based on that conversation. And if you like to chat, comment below. Let me know what, something you'd like to see or something that we could do or something that we could build together, and we'll go from there. So Montrose Navy is out. It has the wonderful rum tin note. You can pick up the Virginias in it. There's a little bit of Perique. Very nice. I like that. So we'll pop that in the jar, let it sit, and probably sometime tomorrow we'll take it out for a pipe and find out. So Montrose Navy was the first one that's coming out. Next up on the list is EMC's 5, his Vapor number 5. So I'm going to send him Vapors 4 and 5. I wanted to get this one in just to see what we could come up with to give him an option. And we'll see what we've got in this. So let's take a look. Now this one doesn't have a casing on it. This is just red Virginias and a little Cavendish and some other things. And hold on, let me pull up my blending sheet and I'll tell you exactly what's in this particular Vapor. So this is EMC number 5. And in this one, what did I do with it? Well, excellent. Just say no to drugs, kids. 2 red Virginias, a bright Virginia, a little dark fired, a little Perique. Has a very nice flavor to it, so we'll see. I like how this one came out. Puck looks good. Everything looks good, so we'll kind of go from there. All right. Next up, coming out of the press, is Fairbourne. And Fairbourne, we'll go back to the blending sheet and I'll tell you what's in it. Fairbourne is also a lemon leaf. Again, you know, by Tor's suggestion, just kind of thought, let's see what we can do. It has some whole leaf red, some long cut Virginia in it, a little of the 515 RC, some of the whole leaf BF, Black Cavendish, dark fired Kentucky, and Perique. So it's an 8 blender mix. We'll see what we got out of this. Go. That's got a nice, rich Virginia feel to it. Some bright, earthy notes. You can smell the Perique. I think Fairbourne could be a winner too. So it's a problem with pressing. Pressing makes, you know, if you pressing helps us speed along the process for Virginias. It helps accelerate the aging because when you press it, it presses the oil out of the leaf and it gets to combine the flavors a little bit faster, and pressing Virginias just makes them ready to smoke a little bit quicker. So excellent choice there. And then we're going to do RedCastle and RedCastle Navy. So we'll do RedCastle first, and this is Chris. So if Chris, if you're watching this at some point, here's your all red Virginia blend. So this has got 5 red Virginias in it, stove red Virginia, and a little black Cavendish. And when I made the video, I had commented to Chris. I said, you know, this might be really good as a Navy flake. And he messaged me a little bit later in the day and said, yeah, that would be pretty good. So I made a Navy flake from it too. You know, right off the bat, because right off on the top, it's got some of the stove Virginia, so you pick up the sweetness from this. And it does have a very elegant tin note to it. I really like that. So we'll get that jarred up. And get that off to Chris, and he'll tell me what he thinks of it, and we'll kind of go from there with it. Because it's his idea, so we'll let him try it first, and then if he likes it and it works, then that'll be part of the ESF run along. And then lastly, we've got the RedCastle Navy that we're going to pop out of the press here. And we'll see what this, how putting Navy flakes on it, or a little rum on it, help change it. Now you can see just from the color, it's a bit darker. Because, you know, when you add the moisture to it, a little bigger puck. There we go. And we've got that off. Really came out very nicely. Like how that looks. As you guys know, I like Navy flakes. Or maybe you don't know. Mac Baron Navy, Jupiter from Savinelli, Sextant from GLP's, just all excellent Navy blends. And this one looks really sharp. I like how it looks. Love how it smells. So there we go. So 5 new blends come out of the press, and we'll wait for feedback on all of them, and we'll kind of go from there and see what the next thing that pops up. But it was really interesting, you know, to do 2 interviews in 2 days was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate you know, the feedback that I'm getting. Again, if you all ever want to talk about blending, then leave me a comment. Connect with me on Instagram. You can email me directly at Emerson Southern, and I'll happily talk to you about blending. So Tor and Chris and Eric, Thank you all so much. Greatly appreciate your suggestions, and here's what we made. This is what we created, and y'all are going to tell me what you think. So, anyway, that's about all I've got for Saturday afternoon. I've got to work on some blending for some other projects that I'm working on and do that. And then I've got a mountain of shredding to do. So I'll be sitting in my office all day and have plenty of time to chat should anybody like to chat. So y'all have an excellent day. And thank you so much for being a part of my day.